This parliamentary inquiry, we told you about it yesterday. The Prime Minister announced it in his party room meeting here in Canberra into the family court system. Well, since then, since the announcement, we've learnt that Pauline Hanson, who's been demanding this inquiry for a long time, is going to be very heavily involved. She initially said she wanted to be co-chair. She'll be the deputy chair of this committee under Kevin Andrews, the now Liberal backbencher, who will be the chair of this committee. It will look at, well, a range of concerns in the family court system, including the threshold required to get a domestic violence order or an apprehended violence order as well, the onus of proof and the requirements there, and whether they're too easy to get that domestic violence order. Pauline Hanson has also been raising concerns here, in her view, that some women make up claims of domestic violence to secure custody in family court battles. Here she was today.
And a lot of people, especially women, will use domestic violence, and the one they're using of late is sexual molestation by the father of the child. And this is what they're using to bolster their case and stop the ex-partner or the father from seeing their children. I don't think that's right. If you really believe in equality and you feel that what is just and lawful in this country, you should be supporting this inquiry. Why use these false allegations to bolster your case, or lawyers that drag out cases or encourage their clients to use these allegations? I think that's disgusting and I think it's wrong.
So should someone with a view like that women make up claims of domestic violence, make up claims of their kids being abused, be sitting in judgment in an inquiry like this, hearing evidence from people about the family court system? Well, Labor says no. This is one of their big concerns. Anthony Albanese this afternoon, after yesterday indicating some support for this parliamentary inquiry if it was a bipartisan thing, today says no, Labor won't support it.
Women die at regular intervals. Chances are, in this country, a woman will die at the hand of a partner. The comments of Pauline Hanson, in the context of being made the co-chair of the committee, which will receive evidence, it would appear from those comments that Pauline Hanson has already judged what that evidence is, and is saying that people don't tell the truth about family violence. And that's of real concern, given the Prime Minister's deal to make her co-chair.
This inquiry, scheduled to run for 12 months, will still get up, though, even without Labor's support. One Nation's backing it, obviously. Centre Alliance is backing it as well. The numbers will be there in the Senate for this to happen. The Prime Minister also arguing this is not about taking sides between men and women, between complainants in the family court.
This inquiry is not about what sides people are on in particular disputes, Mr Speaker. It is about having an honest ear to the real concerns of Australians who are going through this system and going through great difficulty, Mr Speaker. This is an inquiry that is in addition to, not in place of, the significant work that has been undertaken.
But it's not just Pauline Hanson's remarks and her role as deputy chair in this inquiry that's upset Labor. They're also concerned that there's been no consultation on the terms of reference, what this inquiry is actually going to look into. There have been plenty of inquiries into the family court, even one reporting as recently as some months ago. Labor was open to another parliamentary inquiry here if it could have some input on the terms of reference. But given that hasn't happened, it says it's out, as you saw Anthony Albanese withdrawing Labor's support. I spoke a little earlier, just a few minutes ago, to the Shadow Minister for Women, Julie Collins.
Well, yesterday and very early this morning we indicated that, we would certainly look at it. And that was because the Prime Minister had said, that he would consult with us, that it would be bipartisan, we'd have some input into the terms of reference. And then today on Morning TV essentially appointed Pauline Hanson co-chair without any reference to us. The terms of reference have been set, we understand. And, we made a decision today that if they really wanted bipartisanship, they would have come to see us.
So there was a way to have bipartisanship on this, but not with Pauline Hanson, as my understanding is she's deputy chair, and not with the terms of reference as you've seen them.
Well, the issue really here is that the Prime Minister again is playing politics with something that he says should be above it, and that he said, you know, he wanted bipartisanship on, then he goes and reneges on it, and without even telling us. I mean, really, the Prime Minister, if he really wanted to deal with this issue properly, would implement the 60 recommendations of the Law Reform Commission.
Look, what did you make of Pauline Hanson's comments that some women do make up domestic violence complaints to get an outcome in the family court?
Well, I think that they are, you know, inappropriate and disappointing, and I think that, you know, the survivors of family violence and their children will be quite upset by that. You know, accepting that not everybody tells the truth all the time, but the vast majority in the statistics do not lie. Like, you know, the number of women in Australia that, you know, are experiencing family violence is significant.
Is that something, though, that she's referred to? Is that something that should be looked at all? Well,
the thing that Pauline has done, unfortunately, is she said to women coming before the committee, now, I'm not going to believe you, essentially, and that is a problem, I think.
Do you think that's what she's saying?
Well, she's saying that women can't be believed.
Well, she said that some women make up these complaints. Is that saying that women can't be believed?
Well, it depends on how people interpret it, obviously. I mean, that'll be up to the witnesses if this committee inquiry gets up.
In the terms of reference, what are you concerned about from what you've seen?
Well, what we're really concerned about is how the Prime Minister has behaved with this, you know, to indicate to us late yesterday that we would have some input and it would be bipartisan, and then to go along and do what he's done is very concerning for us.
Do you agree there is some need for an inquiry in this space?
Well, there's already been a parliamentary inquiry. It was chaired, and it was bipartisan, by Sarah Henderson and Deputy Chair by Sharon Clayton, and it made some very serious bipartisanship recommendations. They've had a 2-year inquiry from the Law Reform Commission. It's over 500 pages long, 60 recommendations. The government, if they wanted to start reforming the Family Law Court, could do so today. All
right, but the Prime Minister argues this is something that you can keep looking at, you can keep exploring, you can have the conversation with the Australian people about and find ways to fix the system.
Well, if the government started to fix some of the recommendations already, some of those issues may get resolved.